Welcome class, this is ABS sir, and today we will be discussing the last DPP of chapter number 1, electric forces and field. It's a multi-concept DPP, and the first question on your screen is, a wheel is having mass m and charge plus q and minus q on diametrically opposite points, and it is remaining in equilibrium on a rough inclined plane in the presence of uniform vertical electric field. The value of E is. So first of all, without wasting time, I know it is a question because a wheel is given and QE will definitely be acting downward, MG will definitely be acting, sorry, QE will be acting upward and MG will be acting downward. So I can cut this option just by knowing this. Okay, even though charges are there and all that stuff is there, but why I have cut that? Because E and mg are acting in a straight line. Angle between the electric field and gravity is 180. Now, second, minus q and plus q is given. It means it's a question of dipole. It is a question of dipole plus friction. Because you have to read the question properly. A rough inclined plane. Okay. So rough inclined plane means dipole and friction. The wheel will try to come down, but due to this electric force and field, some force is there which is trying to stop this tumbling down the slope. Okay. So I know first of all that Q into E must be equal to M into G. Right? But I cannot use this concept here. Why? Because the dipole itself will interact with electric field and nothing is said about electric field apart from form. It can be taken as constant. Okay. So now I'm going to use that concept of torque only. So I concept of torque. Concept of torque. It says that torque due to electric field must be equal to torque due to friction. Now, torque due to electric field is, we already know the formula, P into E into sine theta. Why sine theta? Now you will come to know, because let me make the diagram here only. Right? Dipole is in this direction and my electric field is in this direction, and this inclined plane is also in this direction. So by basic geometry, I can prove that angle between electric field and dipole is going to be theta. For that reason, I am writing P into E into sine theta. This will be equal to M into G into sine theta. Why? Because again, gravity is acting downward, but I am interested in that component of gravity which will be providing the necessary friction. So mg sine theta into r. Okay. R is the radius of the wheel. So I know what is P. P is equal to Q into 2R. Why 2R? Because they are diametrically on opposite ends. So just by solving this, you will come to know E is equal to mg by 2. Next question. Yesterday only I have discussed this question. Not yesterday, though 2 days before. So due to this line charge, there is an electric field and minus Q charge is there. So there will be a force of attraction. So I can simply write as force is equal to M omega square R, where force F is what? Force of attraction between this line charge and negative charge. So I can simply write that as Q into lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into R is M r omega square. And you know what is omega. Everybody know by class 12. We have seen many times in circular motion. So if I go by this, my option A is correct. Next question. Question number 3. It is basically concept of apparent weight. Apparent weight is what you have read, studied the Archimedes principle. So again, a ball is there. So gravity will pull it downward, and a force, electric field, is vertically upward, and a buoyant force B will also be upward. So when all these three forces are balanced, then the ball will be suspended in the oil. Suspended in the oil means it will neither fall down, neither go up. So I can simply write that as Q into E is equal to M into G 1 minus rho naught by rho copper. So this is apparent weight. I am not using mg, I am using mg minus b. That will be equal to qb. So by putting appropriate values, my option number 1 is correct. Next, question number 4. Now, this question in class 11th you have studied in uniform vertical motion. A string is whirled, then the maximum tension is at some point and minimum tension is at some point. Maximum tension is there. Suppose no electric field is there. I am just whirling a stone tied to a string. So in a vertical circle. So maximum tension is when it is in downward, that is in the direction of gravity. But in this case, I am having electric field and force in horizontal direction, and I am having gravitational force in the vertical direction. So my net force will be somewhere along this direction. Somewhere along this direction. So my net force will be somewhere along this direction. So my G effective will be in this direction, right? So let us draw a free body diagram. Because my QE is acting in this direction, my MG is acting in this direction. So my net force will be, or G effective will be in this direction. So obviously, this end, there is tension. So at this point, tension will be minimum. And at this point, which is making angle theta, tension will be maximum. So resolving the tension, T sine theta will be equal to QE, and T cos theta will be equal to mg. Dividing this by this, theta value comes out to be tan inverse QE by m. But I have found tension at maximum point. The question is asking tension at minimum point. So answer will be this theta plus pi. So my T minimum will be at pi plus theta. At pi plus theta. Very good, Naveen. Next. 3 semi-infinite rods uniformly charged, out of which one is negatively charged and other two are positively charged. Okay. So first of all, you have to visualize this problem. Let me try to make your visualization easy. I am given with 3 semi-infinite rod, but out of 3, one is negative. The rest two are positive. All the three are lying in a circle with angle 120 degree with center. Okay, this is the given. So we know already that we will get two components of electric field while discussing. If infinite line charge is there is a x component and there is a y component. So for each Mr. 1, Mr. 2 and Mr. 3, if we vectorically add, we will get one component 2k lambda by r along the negative OC on resolution. It's pure mathematics and direction vector, and k lambda by r perpendicular to OC. It was A, it was B, it was OC. So my E net will become under root of Ex and Ey. So Ex square plus Ey square, that is root 5 times of k lambda by r. Okay. So this was the question. Next. Question number 6. A particle of mass m, charge minus q is projected with a horizontal speed v into an electric field. We have to choose the wrong statement, but one thing it is saying neglect gravity. Okay, so gravity is neglected, and this question is still like motion in gravity. The only thing changes is that now my electric field is acting in this direction, and I am throwing the charged particle upward. While we have seen in gravity that if gravity is acting downward and if I throw a particle in horizontal direction, it will follow the projectile motion. Okay. So likewise, we have to solve this question. Let me read again this question. A particle of mass m, charge minus q, projected from the origin with horizontal speed v into an electric field of intensity directed downward. Sorry. So I just changed the direction. Particle is projected horizontally and electric field is acting downward. So the question is, it's just simply same like as projectile motion. So we know force along x direction is 0, force along y direction is qp. We know acceleration along x direction will be 0, acceleration along y direction will be qp by m. Now displacement in y direction can be simply written as half into qe by m t square. What equation I am using? S is equal to ut plus half at square. Initially no vertical is ut and for x, because it's a constant motion, x can be as v into t. On putting everything in the first, y is equal to will become half qe by m x square by v square. So this is the trajectory of the motion, but you can see y and x square. Obviously, it will be a parabola. So by comparing all that option number A is only correct. We have to find the wrong statement in this. So everything else is right. This is also coming. This is also coming. But this is wrong. Next. Now, Naveen had a doubt in this question that, sir, no, nothing is said about the charges Q1 and Q2. So I just suggested him that you don't care about what are the sign of the charges, whether it is plus or whether it is minus. That is not important. What is important is the vector concept. Okay. vector concept. So I am having charge q1, which is at position vector r1. I am having another charge q2, which is having position vector r2. And I don't care whether my neutral point is in between them or in this direction, away from q2 or away from q1. Let us say at general point, I am taking it as r3. But one thing is sure, that equilibrium can exist only on a collinear point, right? This is my concept, that equilibrium or zero electric field will be on a collinear point. This is concept between Q1 and Q2. Q1 and Q2, line joining Q1 and Q2, my equilibrium point will lie somewhere. So I don't care whether it is in between them or at this. Why are you drawing? Just for the sake. Okay. What is more important is that I need to find what is this position vector R3, which is stated as R. So let me write it as RO. Okay. So my E net equal to 0, this is given. I can simply write this in vector form. And you will appreciate why I am saying like that. K into Q1 into R1 minus vector R upon R1 minus vector R whole cube will be equal to plus K into Q2 into R2 minus vector R by R2 minus vector R whole cube is 0. This is stated because we have to find the point where they are in equilibrium. But because charges are collinear, I can simply write it as R2 minus vector R upon R2 minus vector R3 mod, that is unit vector along R2 minus R will be equal to minus of unit vector R1 minus vector R upon vector R1 minus vector R, not R3, vector R. What I am saying, that unit vector along this direction will be minus of unit vector along this direction. On doing some basic mathematical stuff in this equation number 1 and equation number 2, you can easily arrive at option number 8. Okay, so this was the concept. I hope Naveen got my point. Next, question number 8. A tiny spherical oil drop carrying a net charge Q is balanced in still air with uniform electric field. Now, when the field is switched off, the drop is observed to fall with terminal velocity. Okay. Again, terminal velocity we have studied in fluid mechanics, Stokes law. So here I have to understand first, my charge is balanced when electric field is there. So Q into E is equal to M into G. Right? And in the second case, what it is saying, Stokes law. So I know Stokes law. What is Stokes law? Q into E is mg, and second is 4 by 3 pi r cube rho into g is 6 pi eta r into v terminal. Okay. So whatever is given, whatever is not given, you have to eliminate. Where this is basically volume into density. So this is mg only. So these three things you have to use, and it's very clumsy kind of calculation. So calculation part is your headache. I'm not going to do that. I'll just take the answer because you have to know the Q. My Q will be 4 by 3 pi 9 eta terminal velocity Vt by 2 into rho into g whole to the power 3 by 2 into rho into g by e. Now you put every value, whatever is given, everything is given in the question. We will come to that answer. This question is basically BAP because it will take your time if you have a good calculation speed, accuracy in finding a square root and all that concept, then it is fine. Otherwise, this question will become a nightmare. Next. This question is good question. I'm taking answer first and then I'll solve this question. Okay. So what it is saying that two ends of a rubber string of negligible mass having unstretched length 24 centimeter are fixed at some height. Now a small object is attached to the string in its midpoint due to which depression of the object is 5 centimeter. Then the small object is given some charge and the vertical electric field E1 is switched on. Depression becomes 9 centimeter. E2 is switched off. Depression increases to 16 centimeter. You have to find the ratio of electric field E2 by E1. So this question is nothing but Pythagoras theorem. How? Let me prove. First of all, if you see properly, in first case, (24) and 24 unstretched, but due to mass, the depression is given 5. You know 5, 12, so this will become 13, this will become 13. So elongation in the string is, initially it was 24 and now it has become 26. So change in the string is 2 centimeter. Suppose the string has force constant K, then the tension in the string will be T is equal to 2 into K. In second case, it is saying it is still 12 and 12 only, but now this has increased to 9. Again, using Pythagoras, 3 3 ja 9, 3 4 ja 12, so 3 5 ja 15, 15. So my tension is now, because 15 plus 15 is 30. Initially it was 24, 30 minus 24, that is 6K. T1. Third case, it is still 12, but now the depression has increased to 16. So again, 3 4 ja 12, 4 4 ja 16, so 4 5 ja 20. So this is 20, this is 20. Total 40. It was initially 24. 40 minus 24 is T2 has become now 16K. I hope this much is clear. Okay. Next. Because in first case mg is only acting, but in the second case mg plus electric force both are acting, and in the third case mg plus second electric force is acting. Okay, but tension is again in the same this direction, this direction, this direction. So on resolving tension, I know m into g must be equal to 2d cos theta. The second case I can write m into g plus qe1 is equal to 2t1 cos theta 1. Angle has changed now. In the third case, I can write mg plus qe2 is equal to 2. Suppose now the tension has become T2 and angle has become theta 2. 2T2 cos theta 2. But you know, I am already given with mg, that is 2t cos theta. I will put it here and I have to find ratio. So my answer will be QE1 without going into that detail. 368K by 6P and 65, and Q into E2 has become 1564 by 65k. If I divide this equation by this equation, I'll get E1 by E2 equal to 4.25. So I hope you got this question also. Let us move to the next question. Let there be a spherically symmetric charge distribution with charge density varying with distance from the center and given as now. So while I was teaching the APP of sphere, electric field due to spherical charge, I have already told that if charge density is given varying, if it is not uniform, I have given you the hint. What you have to find first, you have to find total charge Q, that is integration of dq, that is integration of 0 to r 4 by rho naught 5 by 4 minus r by r x square dx. This is what we have already discussed. So, and my electric field will become kq by r square. So by doing this, I have already discussed this question in our NAT DPP. So my answer will be option A, rho naught r by 4 epsilon naught under bracket 5 by 3 minus small r by capital R. What is the hint? Because I have already solved, so I am not repeat that. Next. Question number 11. Naveen had a doubt that, sir, sheet, but if we will read it properly, nowhere sheet is mentioned, because it is infinite line of charge. And infinite line of charge, I have told you to k lambda by r. Okay, 2k lambda by r means electric field is non-uniform. By non-uniform, it is varying with distance. Okay, it is varying with distance. Sorry for the lingo. Now, dipole consists of a negative and a positive charge, but negative is near to this line and positive is far. So negative will experience more force and positive will experience less force. So net force will be attraction towards dipole. That is option number next. Again, this question, this is a multi-concept and multi-option question. Here, more than one option can be correct. So, I should have mentioned. So, in next DPP onwards, I will mention. Okay. So, first let me tick which are correct. A is correct, B is correct, and C is correct. Okay. Why D is not correct? Obviously, if horizontal range is 10 meter, it cannot be 5 meter. Okay. So the same question, same concept, of that projectile motion. I know time period T is what? 2 times of Uy by G. A particle is projected vertically with velocity of 10 meter per second. A particle is projected vertically with 10 meter per second. And mass is given 2 kg. So it will go up to certain height, and after that gravity will ask it to come back. So that's why I'm using this time period. So if you will put value, you'll get 2 seconds. Second is maximum height h projectile motion formula. I'm using uy square by 2g. That is, it will come as 5 meter. But for a range, I have to use half ax t square, because there is acceleration in x direction also due to electric field which is in horizontal direction. So half into q e by m t square. By putting all that value, I'll get it as 10. So I hope you got this question also. So projectile motion, there is only vertical force acting, but in this question, there's vertical force acting. So I'm using that in calculating time of flight and height. But for a range, there is horizontal force acting. So I'm using that concept. Next. Question number 13. A spring is given and they are given with mass with charge, and four cases are given. First case is electric field is 0, then electric field is mg by q, then mg 2 mg by q, mg by 2q, something like that. Okay. I have only one concept in this question, and that concept, what I am going to say, just keep that in mind. For more discussion, you can refer to Visual Physics app and go through the simple harmonic motion chapter, SHM chapter. The concept is, let me write down that concept. Due to constant external force, only equilibrium point changes, but frequency, time period, and amplitude remains same. So this is the concept. Right? Due to this, all the four options are correct in this question. Okay. Because it is saying speed at mean position of block is same in all cases. Okay. So even though external force is applied, but in the question itself, it is mentioning that speed at mean position is same whether I am applying mg by q, 2 mg by q, mg by 2q, doesn't matter. No electric field, my speed at mean position is not changing. So if speed is not changing, energy is not changing. If energy is not changing, then amplitude, frequency, and time period will not change. Only due to that external force, the mean position of the particle or the body or the mass will change. So this was the concept. Keep that in your mind. Next. An insulating rod of uniform line charge density and uniform line mass density mu is lying on a smooth table whose surface is xy plane, and then a uniform electric field is switched on in the space. But mind you, no direction is mentioned of E. No direction is mentioned of E. Okay. Apart from that, everything else is simple to be read. So in this question, let me again give you the concept. Concept is force on a rod will be Q into E, irrespective of direction of electric field. And it is uniformly distributed because mass is also uniform, charge is also uniform. So uniformly distributed. So my torque tau will always be 0. And displacement by uniform acceleration A is equal to lambda E by mu. Uniform acceleration, if you have then displacement also. is not a function of, under root of 2 lambda e d by mu. It is option A and D are not D. Option A only is correct in this case. Option A. Next. An electric dipole is placed in an electric field generated by a point charge. Option D is not beta. Torque is not, torque is 0, I said now. I'll discuss that question. Let me go to the next question. I'll discuss that question again after last. Okay. The last question, I'll discuss that question. Electric field placed in electric dipole placed in electric field of a point charge. Again, electric field of a point charge is kq by r square is not uniform. So if electric field is not uniform, okay, if electric field is not uniform, that force can never be equal to 0. So option A will be correct. But if dipole is parallel, we have explained it very beautifully in our visual physics app. If dipole is parallel electric field, then torque may become 0. Torque on the dipole due to field may be 0. Force is never 0 and torque can be maybe 0. Next. Two large thin conducting plates with small gap in between are placed in uniform electric field which exists in the direction. Now area of each plate is A, charges this. If points are 3 points, then which of the four are correct? So here I just have to use the concept of superposition principle. Superposition principle. Electric field at any point is vector sum of electric field due to plates and external electric field Superposition principle I am using. So at point R, if you see, this is plus Q, this is minus Q. So whether I am talking about R or whether I am talking about T, they are outside. So ER will be equal to ET will be equal to E. Okay. So option A is correct, option B is wrong. Why? Inside, if you see electric field at point S, it will be written as E plus Q by 2A epsilon naught due to this charge, and minus Q is also attracting in this direction only. So again, I can write Q by 2A epsilon naught. This minus direction I have to see. Okay, I cannot write minus 2 in this case. So it will be E plus Q A by epsilon naught. So option D is correct. Option C is also wrong. Next. Again, same question, just little bit of different. So again, I'll just say principle of superposition. What it is saying, three non-conducting infinite planar sheets are parallel to YZ plane. Each sheet has some uniform charge density. First sheet with negative, that is minus sigma at x equal to 1. Second sheet, x equal to 2, but unknown, Mr. Sigma x unknown at 2. And third sheet at x equal to 4 and surface density is minus 3 sigma. if net electric field due to this sheet is in between this one, it is 0. I have to find this surface. Okay. Charge density is unknown. You know, this negative electric field will be along this direction. Let me use correct color. And minus 3 sigma will be acting upward. Okay. I don't know about Mr. Sigma X. So let me write totally. What I can write as 3 sigma by 2 epsilon naught minus sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma x upon 2 epsilon naught is equal to 0. So on solving all this, I'll get sigma x equal to 2 times of sigma. So my option A is correct. Option B is also correct. Option D is also correct. You can verify on your own. Next question. A particle of mass and charge mass 1.6 and charge also 1.6 is projected with an initial speed u at an angle 45 degrees. So initial speed is u. So I'll have a x component, I'll have a y component. But if you see this question properly, instead of gravity, we are dealing with electric field. But overall, this question is of projectile motion only. This is already given 2 centimeters. Yes or no? So acceleration in y direction due to the gravity was g, but due to this electric field will be minus q into e by m. Second thing is ux equal to uy is equal to u into cos 45 is what? 1 by root 2, sin 45 is also what? 1 by 2. So u will become root 2 times of uy. I have to find this maximum velocity. Now, how to find uy? I can find uy by using the equation of motion v square minus u square is equal to 2as. At final point before hitting the upper plate, maximum distance it will travel and its final speed will become 0. Applying the concept of projectile motion. So I can write minus uy square, ay square, sy square. I can find uy is equal to under root of 2qe by m into distance s. So if I use and put the values, I'll get the answer as 2 root 2 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. Doubt may arise why g is neglected, and the answer will be in my first DPP discussion that electric forces are very, very strong against the gravity. So G is neglected in this question. Next, last question. Last but not the least, again the same concept is there, which I have right now only said, that a wooden block is performing SHM on frictionless. Now the block carrying a charge plus Q. If a uniform electric field is switched on, so external force is switched, applied. So only mean position gets shifted. You have to look our visual physics app of SHM chapter. You will understand what I am saying. I am just giving you the concept. So my option A, frequency will remain the same and mean position will shift. So that's all from my end for today also. I hope that you enjoyed the DPPs and kindly like and share our videos with other students also, so that the motivation keeps us making more DPPs and more questions for you guys. Okay. Okay, class. That's all from my end.